Are you ready?
Yep.
Alright. Okay. Let me go ahead and join this real quick and then we'll get it all started. Did you join it?
Yeah, but we should be good. Yeah, we should be good. I was waiting to see on his stream and then...
Alright. Are you ready?
Yep.
Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Season 3 of the BORA Cup Series. With the first race is at Daytona 500. I have another commentator with me. Introduce yourself.
What up? It is Dirt Racer 711, or Nick, as some of you might know me.
He will be by my side in the Cup Series this season. If you want to watch this from another perspective, from somebody that's actually racing, go watch it on It's Tangle on Twitch.
Yep, and coming into the 500, we just finished up qualifying, and starting on the pole is the number 9 of Keegan, or Marksman, I'm sorry. And then on the outside of him is the 48 of OKC Mexican. Coming out of turn number 2. It's going to be, the top 3 get single file real quick.
Tangle Pelt is trying to catch a draft. It's not working out as well as he thought it would. He is in last place right now, I believe, unless there's somebody else behind him. Young Colt getting bumped right there in 4th place.
Yeah, and BORA for Season 3, there is no yellow line rule, and we're going to see this a lot more than we did in Xfinity. I can see us seeing a lot of people going below that yellow line, trying to make positions, but the top 4 is all the 9, the 48, the 88, and then the 24, I believe. And that is all NVR cars. So NVR is starting out very strong in Season 3. As for BORA this year, to make Cup, you have to be a part of team. BORA decided to implement a lot of team racing, so there is a sort of like a Constructors' Championship for team owners, just to add something new into the BORA.
Yeah, I agree. I believe it'll, you know, if people didn't do too well in one race, they'll just know that their teammate did something good for their team, got them some points, got them some stage points if they get top 5.
Yep. Because the top 5 here in BORA only get stage points. It's different than IRL NASCAR, but wow, the 2 got really almost got on the outside wall there, getting shuffled out. But
he's got to catch a draft. He's got to either go behind 12.
In the Xfinity race, it was extremely hard for drivers to pull out to the outside and pass. It would I mean, I say that, but we had a last lap pass on the outside. But
yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see if these Cup guys can get a run, because we know the Xfinity guys couldn't really get it done. So
yeah, mainly
it's single file right now. Still, only the guys in the back are trying. The 11 and the 19 going together. Those guys are CMS champion motorsports teammates jumping out there, but they're just going to fall back to the back with no help.
Interesting.
Yeah, we got 2 Toyotas, 2 Fords, and the rest are Chevy, so it's going to be interesting to see what kind of teams. And the 2 taking the bottom road early, trying to go below that yellow line. Because that'll be interesting to see, especially in the closing laps. People diving down below there, and you have to give room, but it's going to be interesting for sure.
Marksman holding his first place positioning this whole race so far. OKC is still behind him. OKC is trying to make the pass. Frazier is trying to make that pass, but he loses the draft. He's got to get that side draft if he wants to be able to get there. Or he's making that pass. The person behind him.
Yes,
what a great pass! Oh my, wow!
I was saying I think they were going to stay single file for a lot longer, but they don't. It is lap 5, and they got the outside line going.
Oh, does he have somebody behind him? He's got to keep that up.
Yeah, there's 3 cars on the outside. They did a lot better than I thought they were gonna.
Tangle Pelt in last place here. He's got to get back up there.
Yeah, it looks like he lost the draft, but luckily he's got some he's got about 2 other cars along with him. So if they keep battling up there and these guys stay single file, they might be able to get back up here before the end of stage 1. And stage 1 is 32 laps long. That is a lot longer than the Xfinity race. I think Xfinity race was about 19 to 21.
Yeah. It was only, I believe, 72 laps, I believe. Something around there. 65 to 75.
I think the race was 60. This is about 40 more laps. This is about a 100-lap race, so longer race, you know. It's going to be very interesting to see how these drivers pit and do all sorts of things. I'm not certain on how long a fuel run will last, but here at Daytona, tires don't matter as much, so it's all going to depend on fuel. So single file, they'll save quite a bit of fuel unless you're the leader in the draft, but them going single file is not helping the 3 cars that lost the draft early on.
Yes, I agree. Playing a little bumpy here. EJC going below the yellow line.
Yep.
Number 88 on his right, hitting the back bumper.
There's nothing wrong with...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was saying there's nothing wrong. Keeping in mind that yellow line rule, go down there. You the car that you're below, the car on high side has to give room. So that is going to be interesting to see and dictate.
Yeah. Marksman keeping that first place position, not letting it go. He really wants this. Really wants the stage points for his team. And for him. Because even though it's mostly a team, you know, team series this time, it helps a lot of people just single, you know what I mean? You know, just them by themselves, it gets them pumped for their teams and as for them.
Yeah. With team racing, you know, it's going to be who sticks with their teammate and who doesn't coming to the end of this with how big Daytona is on the draft. They're starting to go side by side again. Those 3 cars at the back of the pack got side by side, almost 3 wide out of turn number 4, but now they've singled back out, trying to catch that lead back. And if they single file, they have a lot more laps than the Xfinity drivers did to catch. And in the final stage, we saw Xfinity drivers be able to line up and catch the lead pack. And that may happen here, depending on how lined up they stay.
Yeah. I believe Tinglepel has a 3-person draft going on, trying to catch up to all of them, if I'm not wrong. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the 11, the 19, and the 12 all lined up. And it looks like they have made headway on the lead pack, but the lead pack starting to break up a little bit. That'll help the guys that fell out of that lead pack a little bit get a little space, get some draft built up, and get a good run. So we might see some more side-by-side racing here coming down the backstretch.
Yeah, especially with that. They're catching them.
That 48. That 48's going to get a nice run down the backstretch. It's going to see if he can be able to use anything. He jumps to the high side. The 2 gets into the wall hard, and he's spinning around the backstretch. 48. Wow. Who can stay out of him? I don't think everyone stayed out of it.
Oh, no.
And 12 involved, the 11 into the wall.
Wow.
And then back up in the front, we got them 3 wide, so it didn't take long. I thought it was going to take longer for them to get battling and start banging on each other, but it did not take long. Fortunate, but unfortunate there's no caution because these drivers are going to have to come down pit road, fix their damage. So luckily it's only stage 1, but definitely not how you want to start your season off.
Definitely. That's very interesting that there wasn't a caution there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with the game we're using, it doesn't really call cautions on this track, which really sucks because it screwed some of these guys out. But leaders are battling side by side. They just saw them other cars wreck, and they aren't caring. They're still battling side by side. Coming to 21 laps to go left in this stage. So
do it for
88 out lead. Oh,
never mind.
The 88 leads the lap, and he made contact with his teammate in the number 9. So you're gonna see how much teammates are teammates here at the end of the stages. Everyone's running for a championship. You know, that 1 point we saw last year in the points battle. 1 point would have gained you a spot or lost you a spot. So
Frazier lost the draft. He's got to get back into that. Got to keep him and his teammate in the same spot. That way, if something happens to one of them, one of them's there to just take it back.
Yeah.
Tanglepelt almost getting involved in that spin a couple laps ago, but I
think he might have got a little bit of damage. I'm not sure. He might have. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, he hit the wall just a little bit just to get out of the way of that. So he's got a little damage on his right panel.
So at the end of the stage, 5 cars will get points. There's 5 cars in this lead pack. So how aggressive are you right now, and how aggressive will you be at the end of the stage? Because you can either take the points you get, or you can go and try to get a stage win.
Yeah.
So right now, I can see them just biding their time, waiting till the end of the stage. But it's going to be interesting, because if you can't create a run, you want to try as many times as you can before the end of the stage, because at the end of the stage, if you can't get a run, you're going to suffer for 1 to 2 points. So it's going to be interesting to see what these drivers do, as the 9 leaves the bottom lane open, but he's able to come back in front of the 2, getting a run into turn number 1 and keep that lead.
Yeah, he's trying to keep that lead for his teammate, I believe. Who is his teammate? 24? 88? 88.
He has 3 other teammates. The 24, the 88, and the 48 are all the 9's teammates. So right now, the top 4, first, third, and fourth are all teammates currently.
Wow.
So that's what the 8 and the 2 are trying to do. They're trying to split up them as teammates, because if they started this race out in the front, they led about the first 4 laps, all through 4 in a line. So if you could keep teammates split up, we saw this in the Xfinity race. The 22 and the 98 were they couldn't split them up in the Xfinity race, and it ended up being their downfall. So I think keeping teammates split up is going to be key if you want to win the race.
Yeah, they just gotta keep them split up. That way they get points naturally occurred to them. You know, it just comes in handy with having a teammate in the top 5.
The 11 and the 19 are both coming out of pit road right now, so they pit, maybe being on a different strategy, because I believe that you have to pit from the looks of it. That's why the 11 and the 19 pit, so it'll be interesting to see what all transpires with the leaders pit, because you expect the 9, the 24, and the 88 all to pit together because they're teammates, and that's 3 out of the 5 cars. So maybe if those guys pit without those leaders, it might shuffle up this field right before the end of the stage.
Yeah, but I feel like because they're teammates, they're just gonna keep that, because he's helping his teammates. He's in first right now. He's about to lap these cars, and if they lap those cars, they have a great chance of being able to pit all 3 of them and still keeping that top 5 composure with them, you know.
Yep. And the lap cars go up high. The 9 follows them, which is very interesting. I
never seen
expected that. Yeah, maybe he was trying to get a draft off, and then the car inside of him got, you know, just couldn't get a run generated, or maybe there's something we don't know. But
maybe that was
lap cars.
That was a bad play, honestly. Well, his teammate's still in second, but I believe he's just trying to keep that there. That way, in case there's extra cars, that way they could just, you know, get up there even faster.
Yeah, but we got 4 cars up on the outside line. Usually you can keep up your momentum on the outside and make a run, but Tuesday in the Xfinity race, we saw the outside line not working, so... contact between the 8 and 11 and the 19 now. So...
Wow.
It's very unfortunate for those lap cars. They already had a bad enough day, and that just made it worse, but we have a breakaway of the top 4. The 2, the 24, the 8, and the 9 all break away. And then the next car in line will be the 88, but he lost the draft along with the 11.
He lost
and the 19 is slow, so...
Yeah.
And then the 12, a key smash, is just trying to limp home to stage, and then... Because these stages help you. If you get a mishap and no caution comes out, these stages help you come down pit road, fix your damage, make adjustments to the car as you need, and then it sort of like resets you. It's the first 2 stages are like 2 mini races before you get to the final stage. So if you can stay on the lead lap or only go 1 lap down, you position yourself pretty good for the next stage or the final stage.
Oh yeah. Marksman's trying to get back up there.
Marksman wants to get back to leave. Oh, yeah, teammates go together.
Yeah. Wow. He tried.
The 2 gave him it, so it's gonna see if he can clear them. Nope, can't clear the 2. The 2 stays up, so they could try and build that draft with the 8. But they get the teammates hooked up together, the teammates of the 9 and the 24. And the 24 is going to push the 9 right back to the lead. Contact between the 2 and the 24. They keep it clean and green right now. But we saw that 9 car go up with that lap traffic, and it sent him to the back of that pack. So, but now he's right back up in the front, trying to win stage number 1.
Teamwork right there.
Yeah, the 24 pushed him right past those 2 other cars, the 2 and the 8, which aren't teammates. So, you know, if one gets a run, you can see them splitting up more than the 9 and the 24.
Yeah, I feel like he was trying to stay high that way he wouldn't pass him, but I don't think he saw the 24 behind the 9.
Yeah, they're trying to make a non-team alliance there. Just, you know, we got 2 teammates up here. We need to stick together and act like we're teammates, so maybe one of us can capitalize.
Oh, 24 lost that draft.
Yeah, he got a little high out of turn 4, so he's gonna fall. Luckily, he falls right into 3rd, but he lost his teammate, and now the 2 is gonna see if he can go after the 9, and they're gonna catch up to this 48 up here, which is a lap car. Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see how the 9 uses that lap car as a pick, because he pulled away a little bit, and he's gonna see if he can get that 40H draft. So
the number 2 has to try and keep them from getting together. Try and keep them from getting that draft back.
Yeah, when the 24 slipped up out of 4, the 2 knew he had an opportunity that he had to take. So right now it is working good. They aren't really lined up. They're a little spaced out. So it's all the 2 wants is to be on the back bumper of that 9 and having nobody behind him. But it's going to get real interesting right here with this lap car.
Yeah.
Lap car goes high, and this is going to give the leaders the bottom.
Smart play. Smart play. Keep them out of causing an accident, or keep them out of from anything happening.
Yep. So the 9 goes up to help draft the 48, because the 48 is his teammate, and you want to give draft to either an ally or someone. Oh, and the 8 makes contact with the 48. Oh. But as I was saying, you want to give draft to either a teammate or someone that you know can't make a run. You just want to try and get the draft away from the guy behind you, you know. The 48 was not for position, so if he could keep that lap car between him and 2nd place, that would have been key. But obviously we saw the 48 and the 8 make contact, so.
Yeah. 48's not going to be too happy about the number 8 coming up and making contact with him. Making him spin out right there. I believe 8 is pitting right now. Get that damage off.
The 8 might have damage, or he might have not a pit yet, because we haven't seen these leaders pit yet.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I forgot about that, because these guys have to pit. Now there's only the lead pack is only 3 cars, so if the 9 and the 24 randomly dip down pit road without the 2 knowing, that could really mess up the 2, but that'd be great. And here the leaders come, the 9 and the 2. The 2 jumps the 9 getting on a pit road. That'll be interesting. They all have to slow down. So the 2, the 9, and the 24 take the leaders on a pit road, which will help some of these lap cars get their laps back.
Oh yeah.
So
I believe that gives number 8 the lead, because he still has lap cars behind him, and after they pit, he would be able to pass him.
Yeah, I believe the 8 coming around will be the leader. We saw him pit early right after that contact. It's gonna be interesting to see how much he can make up, because he's coming in the trial now, and those cars are coming out of pit road. So with the draft, it'll be interesting to see if that 8 can do anything.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to have anybody to draft in case, and if a lap car comes up and gives him the draft, which I highly doubt. He's trying to catch a draft on
the 9, yeah, because the 9 is getting up the speed. The 8's probably just going to use that draft to go on by, so he doesn't kill his momentum, and then the 9 will draft the 8 again.
Yeah, that's smart. That was a smart play.
Yeah, this is jumping up the order.
That was a very smart pit by EJC.
Yeah, I mean, he used a situation that wasn't in the favor of him, and it used it to jump a couple position. So, right now, I believe the leader is the 2 car. Yeah, it goes the 2, the 24, then the 8, and then the 9.
That's not bad. That's not a bad play.
No, but maybe the 9 and the 8 can get together and draft up to the 24.
He's giving the 9 the 3rd place positioning and going to draft behind the 9.
Yeah, maybe the 8's a better pusher, you know? Just don't know what it is, but it's going to be interesting to see if these two can stick together, because the 2 and the 24 aren't really hooked up. Yeah. I mean, they just now started getting close, but earlier they weren't really hooked up, and the 24 might just be like, I want this stage win, and go bat up for the stage. So, as they just came to 7 laps to go.
Yeah, I believe the 2 has he's got this. Like he's got it. If 24's teammate doesn't come up and try to help him with the 9 and the 8 drafting, he wouldn't be able to get that pass, because the teammate
I don't know if the 24 can dip low enough and get a run, but they are catching lap traffic, so lap traffic is side by side right in front of them, so it's going to be very interesting to see. The 12 just made a pass on the 19.
Yep.
So
it's gonna be
maybe catching this lap traffic will let the 2-car pack of the 8 and the 9 catch back up.
They're going to run it single file, I believe, and then all the way up there while they have that draft. And then one of them are probably going to hop out, because 19, I believe the 19 and 24 are teammates, right? If I'm not mistaken?
The 9 and the 24 are, yes.
Oh,
right
the 9.
Here, the 2 is going to have to choose. If he passes lap car, almost got a little held up behind the 19. I figured lap traffic would hopefully be a bigger factor and let those the 9 and the 8 get back in. Let's put on a show here. But it's going to be interesting to see if the 24 can use the 12 as a pick, maybe get some draft off them, do something to try and get around this 2 car. Because if not, we're probably going to see a move on the backstretch, either coming to the final laps of the stage, to dive under that yellow line, because we have no yellow line rule. So with that yellow line rule, I think it's going to create more side-by-side racing for the lead. We didn't see it a lot in the Xfinity Series, but these Cup drivers saw that race, and they definitely watched it to see what they can do different here.
The number 9 is coming up with the number 8. They are trying. I believe they're going to try to catch that draft by that lap car right there.
Yeah, if they can pick up that 19, that'll help them, because the 12 is on the back of that 24 car, which is not helping that second pack, but you can't blame them.
Yeah.
You know? With how draft heavy is, you pick up a partner and you just try to hang on. So going down your running order, we have the 2 GU, and then the 24 of Young Colt. That's your top 2, and then we have to go all the way back to the 9 of Marksman and the 8 of EJC to get to the 4th place. And then in 5th place, we have to search all the way through the field to find the 11 car of Tango Pout. So we have a very spread out field for the top 5 for everyone in this first stage.
Even though Tangle is, not racing, he's racing well, but he just got very unlucky with that little contact in the wall and having to pit after that. But his teammates are up there, so they're going to give him the points for the team. So he's there, like, with them, He's going to be there with them. Going to help him out. His teammates got to keep doing their job, keeping helping for these stage points on the stage 1.
Yeah, the leaders just came to 3 laps to go, so we're winding down to the final 2.5 laps here on stage 1. So we're going to see if the 24 will step out on the 2. I don't think they're going to have any lap traffic from here on until the end to stage 2, so we're going to see if the 24 can maybe use the 12, maybe help out, but the 12 and 2 are teammates, so
yeah,
I think the 12's just going to sit back, and whatever the 24 does, he's going to do the opposite to help his teammate out win this stage.
It's a very interesting race.
Yeah, 2 laps to go here in stage 1.
I think the 12 is trying to, the 2 and the 12 are trying to go lower to the yellow line and trying to push the 24 out. That way they can catch the draft on each other and leave him behind. That'd be very smart.
Yeah, the 12 is a lap car, so he's just there's nothing there for him. He's just trying to help his teammate. You see, going into turn number 3 there, we saw the 2 shove about half of his car down below the yellow line, just trying to block that 24, making sure he takes all the options away from that 24 car. And coming to the white flag here, we have 1 lap to go here in stage number 1, I believe.
Marksman and EJC still trying to make their way up there, but I don't think that's going to happen with white flag right here. They're going to be top 4, I believe.
Yep, they will be in the top 4, but they just ran out of time for the stage win. But that number 9 and the 8 car is fast. So after this reset, after the green flag pit stops, it'll be interesting to see what they can do in stage 2 and the rest of the race. And we'll see. You wonder if they'll battle for that 3rd stage points, because we saw last year that 1 stage point is a lot. We're going to see if the 24 can do anything on the 2 car here at turn number 4. He tried doing something on the backstretch. It didn't seem to work out for him, but will he go high? Will he go low? He's going to go high, side by side for the finish, and it's going to be the 2 car winning stage number 1. Then it's going to be the 24 car of Young Colt, then it's going to be the 9 of Marksman and the 8 of EJC, and then coming across the line in the 5th place, getting 1 single stage point. It's looking like it's going to be the 11 of Tanglepult once he rounds out of turn number 4. Yeah, it's going to be the 11. Cross the line in 5th here in stage 1.
Very interesting race. So the 5th place was the 11 car?
Yep, 5th place was the 11 car. Yeah, he was very far.
Yeah, dude, he really got wow, that helped out his team tremendously, that 1 stage point. Like that helps him get a big lead.
In the stage break, it'll be interesting. I believe everyone's going to come down, take 4 fresh tires, and take a full tank of fuel. No reason not to. The only difference we might see is maybe somebody not taking 4 tires. Here at Daytona, I think they just took gas on their green flag pit stop, and no need to take tires this early, you know. Maybe stage 3 they might need to take tires, but I think everyone just came down pit road onto this caution and got tires and 4 and full tank of gas. So starting stage 2, we got the 2, then the 24, the 9, and the 8, exactly how they rounded out. And then we have a different shake-up, the 88 and the 48. Nope, the 88 beat the 11 out of pit road, so the 11 might have had some damage that he wanted to fix under that caution.
The 9 and the 24 are back together. They could help each other out and get past this 2 car and take the lead in stage 2. That way they won't end up like how they were last stage.
Yep.
Spread out.
So everyone is on the lead lap except the 12 and the 19. Those are both lap down cars, so it's going to be interesting to see what these lap cars do. When we got 3 wide, it's the 19, the 12, and the 8. So 2 lap cars go pushing the 8 on the lead lap outside, and he's going to have to fall back with the 11 and the 8 and try to get lined up and catch that pack again.
Yeah. The 2 is in 5th place now. He did win that last stage for his team, but couldn't pull it together in the start of stage 2.
No, he might not have gotten a great start, but we see these Nick Ventura racing cars all lined up. We saw that at the beginning of the race, but they quickly fell apart, and that too was able to take advantage of when those teammates fell apart. So it'll be interesting to see if that 2 can get back to the front and win stage 2 like we saw him do in stage 1.
OKC had a very bad spin out in stage 1, but he is up there with the top 5 cars. I believe he's lapped. I'm not.
Nope, I don't think the 48 is lapped. I think it's just the 12 and the 19 that are just lapped. So
okay, that's interesting. Wow, that's honestly a really good comeback from him, especially after having a spin up.
Yep, definitely seeing him come back afterwards. It's very big to see him rebound the way he did.
11 is wanting to get up there now with his teammates. That way he doesn't stay back the whole time, spread out away from his teammates.
Yeah, that 11 car, he had a bad start, and on the start,
just very unfortunate damage and bumping. Oh, the number 8 bumping the 88.
Yeah, that 11. He got that outside line going, it looks like, with his teammate, the 19. Yeah. Seeing if they can do anything. The 9 drops up, but he gets a little higher. We got a 3-wide battle for the lead with the 24, the 19, and the 9. I believe that 19's a lap down, so very interesting. If he can get his lap back under green, that'd be very big.
Yep. $11 is really wanting that first place position for his team and just for him in general.
Yeah, teammates working together. We're going to see it out a lot today. Those Toyotas, there's only 2 of them in the field, so you got to stick together when you can. Oh, the 11 comes down. He knocked someone in the grass. I believe that was the 88. 88's going to drop back, but we stay green as it is.
Oh, 48 going outside a little bit. Bumping the 9 out. The 9's going to be in 5th place. But his teammate is still in first, the number 24 car.
Oh, the 11 and the 19 making contact for the looks of it. Now it's the 24 leading the Daytona 500 here in BORA. But that 11 has made a comeback. He dives below the yellow line. Can he get a run? No, he can't get a run going into turn number 1. So they single file back out. The 24 leads the 11 and then the lap car of the 19 and the 12. So we get 2 lap cars in the mix here, you know. And then the 9 wants to get back up to the front, trying to get past these 2 lap cars. It'll be interesting to see what these leaders do. The 11 drops down below the apron, but he still can't get a run on that 24. The 9 of Marksman finally gets by the lap car. So he's got 1 more lap car until he can finally pass someone for a position.
The number 2 got held back. He is, I believe, in last place. He was first at the beginning, but lost his composure and got out of every draft that he possibly had.
We only have 1 car that has lost the lead. Oh, I lied. We have 2 cars that have lost the lead pack, so that's not very helpful for those cars. The more cars spread out of a pack makes you be able to get back together and make some position.
The number 8 getting back up in 4th place. He did get held back to 6th place, I believe, because he lost his draft with everybody else and they just started working together to keep that top 5. But he caught a draft and got back up there in the top 5 positioning to get those stage points.
Yeah, on that start, those lap cars were very aggressive, and they shuffled that 8 car right to the back. Here comes the 9 on the high side with help from the 8, those Chevy teammates, and that's going to put NVR first and second. So we talked about that earlier. Talked about it earlier about the splitting the teammates up, and the 8 went with the 9 and pushed them right past that 11 car. So now we get 2 teammates back at the front. It's going to be interesting to see. It looks like the 9's going to drive right by around his teammate with the help of the 8. So,
yeah.
Thought teammates would be more helpful in the beginning stage of this race, but the 11 gets into the wall again, and he loses quite a bit of time.
Yeah, the number 8's playing a little bumper cars out there. Number 48 behind the 12. Number 12 is 3rd place right now. You made a very well comeback. Very good comeback. The number 9 back in the lead. Wow. He keeps going back and forth. He wants it and then loses it. Either a little bumpiness or just losing the draft.
Yeah, that 9 car was out early in stage 1. So we saw him lead a couple laps. So that 9 car might have some good speed. He might be the dominant car of the day if he can stay up front and not get into any trouble.
Okay, OKC in the number 48 car passing the number 8. Number 8 losing those stage points. 48 trying to make a great pass, but unfortunately doesn't catch a draft with the number 8 car behind him. The number 8 playing aggressively to get back in the top 5. Young Colt in second place, helping his teammate. They're back together now. They could get those extra stage points for the team and as well as them.
Here comes the 19. He tried to get under the 8 down the backstretch, but couldn't do anything with it. Now here comes the 8 under the 24. So we're seeing this no yellow line rule come into play here. And we got 3 wide for second. The 19 backs out of it. 9 still holding a strong lead, but here comes the 48 on the inside. He had some difficulties in stage 1. So the lead pack gets back single file with the 9 out front of Marksman, and then we get the 8 of EJC, and then the 48 trying to make something on the outside, can't do it. The 48 of OKC Mexican, but he has dropped back quickly. That outside line really fell apart. So looks like, I believe the third place car is actually that 24. Not the 19 and 12 car. I believe those guys are left down. So the first 2 cars are 1-2, and then it goes 2 cars back, down back to the 24, who is in third place with his teammate, the 48, trailing closely behind him.
The number 8 needs to catch a draft. He's probably going to he's in the top 5 right now, but he's going to lose it soon to the number 48, but he has to catch that draft behind, and he catches it behind the number 24, I believe. No, number 48, he's still got it. He just gotta work with that. Number 24 and the number 9 are teammates, and they were working together at the beginning, but they lost composure with each other, and they're not together anymore, so they could be working in separately with the cars in between them.
Yeah. So a lot of the cars are still together, but we saw the 2 that we saw win stage number 1 has currently lost a draft and is just trying to ride out stage 2, and we see that again with the 11. The 11 had bad luck in stage number 1 as well, lost the draft early on and had to change up his strategy. So the 88 of Frazier also lost the draft, but his teammates have all been fast. So once he gets caught back up at the beginning of stage number 3, I would not be surprised if we see that 88 back up towards the front.
Oh, the number 19 getting put down below. What?
The 8 looks like he just got put in the wall as I turned camera view. So that is for, that's he's in the top 5 currently. So a tough break for him, because the 9 currently leads, and he has 2 lap cars in between him and his 2 teammates. So currently the top 3 is the 9, the 24, and the 48, all teammates, but they're dealing with this lap traffic right now.
Oh wow, going below the yellow line, having a
the 19
speed.
Almost went into the pits, but luckily fixed it for himself.
Marksman in first place, keeping that first place position for him and his teammates. He's really working well with that lap car. Earlier in the stage, 48 loses the draft, and 24 and the 9 are back together.
Yep. I actually might be wrong. I think Key Smash in that 12 car might have gotten his lap back under the stage 1 break, so that is on me. But so here is your top 4 goes: the 9 of Marksman, the 24 of Young Colt, then the 12 of Key Smash, and the 48 of OKC Mexican. Okay. So right now we got a battle up front here with the top 4. So we got 3 NVR cars hanging on with that number 12 car. So the 12 has to be really aggressive here. Try to split up the 9 and the 24, because even if you have one other teammate, that is giant, and he's got 2 other teammates up front here. So the 12 car has to be very strategic on what he does, because he does not want to let the 9, the 24, and the 48 all get in line, because if that happens, it might be over for him here in stage number 2.
Yeah. 48 is going high into the wall right there.
It has been a relatively, I say relatively loosely, because it's been a pretty calm race. But here, the 9 gets shuffled out to the outside, and then the 24 is going to pass him, and he's going to drop all the way back to 4th. So first to 4th in 1 lap.
Yeah.
It's racing here at Daytona.
Separated again.
Yeah, the 12 did what he needed to do. He split up the 9 and the 24, and now it's all going to be able to see if he can keep it that way and maybe go for the lead here. See what the 12 does down the backstretch. See if he'll jump to the inside of the 24. He stays in line, so
he's doing a really good job of keeping teammates separated and trying not to get them all in there with the top 5 stage points.
Yeah, he's making sure he doesn't get high in the corners and open up the doors. So the 12 is currently doing what he needs to do to put himself in the best position for the stage. Oh, he gets shuffled down below the yellow line down on the front stretch, but he ends up saving it. Can the 48 get below him? He has a nose there. So here are the 48 and the 9 coming back up to the front. So one little mistake on the front stretch is going to cost him a position, which is going to be really hard to separate those teammates again.
Yep, he's gotta stay in between that 48 and the 24 or the 9. Sorry, to keep them from getting the higher stage points and getting that for the team. I mean, as well as it is right now, they're already top 5 right now. They're getting stage points, and they're all 3 teammates, so it's just helping the team out tremendously. But one less stage point could help out any other person or teammate or team in general. It could help them out for the season.
Yeah, when you get a stage point, it helps you in your personal points for the Drivers' Championship.
Yeah.
But that gets you more points throughout the race, which will overall help your team. So, with teams being a big thing, so it's good to see teammates up front getting most points as they can.
And it's good. They're teammates, but they're trying to make passes and to help themselves out. To keep that championship spot as well as for their teammates. Yep.
We speak a lot about team racing because it's a plate track, and you always want to have an ally when you come to these plate tracks. But coming down to the end of it, you want to win. I mean, it's still a race at the end of the day, and you want to win for you and for your car number. So,
yep.
It all depends on how disciplined you can be as a team and try to get to the final corner before you start getting racy and lose the race completely, and none of your teammates get the win.
Yeah.
So they're going to go under the 19 down the backstretch. So 19's giving them all the room in the world. So love to see that.
If they keep this great teamwork up throughout the whole season, they could just give one of their teammates the win. You know, like just give it to them immediately.
Here come the leaders to pit road. Contact between the 9 and the 12. Can they all keep it together and keep it straight? They do. 24 gets a nice jump going into pit road. And then it goes to 48. The 9 and the 12 are side by side going on pit road. It's going to be interesting. I don't believe we'll see any of these leaders take tires. I believe we'll just see fuel only for these leaders. And this will help some of the cars that already pitted get their lap back as we see the 11 going by. So coming out of pit road, the 12 beats them off, and the 9. So the last two cars beat the leader off pit road. So that is very big. The 12 needed a good stop, and he did get a good stop. He enters 4th and comes out the leader. So good stop by him and his team. See if the 9, the 24, and the 48 can all get bunched back up and maybe put a charge on this 12 car before the end of the stage.
As I was saying, if they keep their teamwork great throughout the season, they could just give like one of their teammates the win this race, and if they do the same thing they did next race, or do the same thing they did this race next race, they could switch out the wins, for the championship, and just keep giving them points, and it'll help the teammate out. It'll help the team out either way,
And when you have a group of guys that can work together on a weekend basis, it helps the team immensely. So we see the lead change as I look away for a minute. The 9 and the 24 use the outside to their advantage and get by the 12 by the looks of it. So the 12 had a good stop, wasn't able to hold off the teammates. We'll see if he can bide his time and do something at the end of the stage.
The teammates are back together, 1st and 2nd, I believe. I don't know for sure.
Yep.
But they're in the top 5 for sure.
Yep. So they are leading. That's the top 3.
Oh, okay.
The 9, the 24, and the 12. So this is the battle for the stage win. This is battle for all the money right now, currently here in stage 2. So, you're trying to get as many points as you can throughout a race, and especially early on in the season. So it's less pressure throughout the season. If you can get a couple stage wins and maybe even a win out early in the season, it helps you immensely throughout the rest of the season.
The number 48 car, I believe, is in 4th, but he is way behind, and he doesn't have a draft on anybody, so he's going to keep losing the distance between him and the top 3.
Yep, and the leaders, I believe, just came to 3 to go in this stage. So coming down the backstretch, we're going to have 2.5 laps left for these leaders. So we're going to see what teammates will do and see if the 24 is going to try to get by that 9 for that stage win.
The 11 and the 2 car have been staying back, keeping the draft on each other, slowly gaining distance from them and the leaders, but it's unfortunately not going to be enough to get up there and before the stage ends.
Yeah, they're just trying to pretty much save their race right now, trying to stay on the lead lap, just trying to bide their time, because that 11 has bad terrible luck in these first 2 stages, trying to turn that around.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen that 9 car have really good speed this whole race. He was out front early on in stage 1, and now he's out front again in stage 2 with a lap and a half to go here. And the 12 diving inside of the 24. The 24 is going to have to give him room going into turn number 3. And can the 12 hang in there? Nope, the 12 could not keep his nose under the 24. Trying to break up those teammates is a latch stiff effort to get more stage points here or even try to win the stage.
The number 8 car was in top 5, but unfortunately got into a little bumper cars accident right there, and got put back and has no draft on anybody, and unfortunately can't get anywhere near the top 3 for the stage.
Yeah, that 8 car is currently running 4th, but you can't gain any points, unfortunately, as we have about a lap and a half go. Here comes the 12 to the inside, trying to gain any position on the 24 before turn number 3. Is he going to try to go to the inside again? Nope, does not have a big enough run, so here it comes out into turn number 3 and 4. The 9 got a little high. 24 might stick his nose under there. Here comes the 12 to the outside. Oh, we juked the 24. The 24 able to come back down. Who's going to win it? It's going to be, looks like it's going to be the 9 and the 24. The 12 gave it all he had those last 2 laps trying to get by the 24, but he could not split those 2 teammates up. We saw that in the Xfinity race, and it was just, nothing could be done. 48 comes across the line.
To try and get that extra stage point.
Yep, so as we round out stage number 2, your stage winner is Marksman in the 9, then it goes the 24 of Young Colt, and then it goes Key Smash in the 12, and it's going to be the 8 of EJC, and then I believe it's going to be Frazier in 5th.
And 11 and 2 in the back.
Yep.
The 11 finished before the 2, was behind him, but then got up there.
Coming to the final corner, the 11 was trying to get out of the 2, and he actually did not end up getting past him. The caution flew right before he could get past him, so that's very unfortunate for the 11. He'll finish stage number 2 in 7th.
No, he passed him, I believe. I'm pretty sure. I saw
not before
it.
After the caution came out, he was able to pass.
Okay.
Yeah, so just a little bit too late. So, but it'll be interesting as we have OKC Mexican a lap down and Do It for Dale a lap down as well. So coming to the green flag, the 9 keeps his lead. And he has his teammate on the outside, and then he's got the 12 behind him and the 8. And then the 88. So the top 5 that finished last stage, the top 5 is same coming out of the pit, so no big pits changes. New car on the lead lap, OKC Mexican. So we only have 1 car lap down, and that's going to be that 19 car. So if there's a caution here, that 19 might be able to get back on the lead lap, but that 11
the
has
12
a new chance.
Is trying to make that pass. If somebody could just get him a draft and get him up there. The number 88 is doing it right now.
We saw that again.
Yep.
Yeah. But that 11 has a new chance here. Had terrible trouble in the stage 1 and 2, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does in the final stage, because if there's no cautions here and you get in a wreck early, you pretty much made your bed for the rest of the race. So
yeah,
we have a 3 wide almost. So these guys being very aggressive here in the final stage. Single file down the backstretch quite a bit.
They're trying to keep that single file, that way then the teammates could just stay next to each other, that way they don't get too wide and let anybody get another draft on them and let them get past them, and they're trying to keep the stage points for them and possibly even the championship for their team and for themselves individually.
Yeah, that top 3, they're all teammates, so I don't see anyone going to jump out wildly, and it might be the top 4 as the 48 gets under the 2 contact made, but the top 4 is now all teammates, so if you cannot get everyone lined up on the outside, it's going to be very hard to pass the top 4.
Yeah. The number 8 is trying his best to get back up there because he was in the top 3 in stage 1 and I believe in stage 2, but towards the end of stage 2 he got sent back and he just got put into the wall right there.
Yep, the 8 car has shown really good speed. Surprised out of there, and he was up in the top 4, but then got passed by the teammates, and he tried making a move. That's all you can do is try and make moves on these teammates, try to split them up. As we see them going below the yellow line, which is legal here, so use all the racetrack you can. As we see the top 4 cars starting to pull away a little bit. And the 2 got by the 48, so they're trying to pick off those teammates, trying to separate them slowly.
Yeah. The 48 is trying to pass this too, but doesn't get it because he doesn't have a draft to get on.
Yep.
So that I believe that puts him into 6th place and or 7th. No, second to last.
Yeah, it'll put him back in 8th as he falls back to the back of the pack, and he's going to have to rebuild and try and see if he can do it. As we come to 29 to go, I believe. So this race is winding down in the last quarter of this race. Almost.
Tinglepelt up there in the top 5, making a tremendous comeback with what he's had in the stage 1 and stage 2. Horrible luck in those stages. They're going down below the yellow line, catching that draft. Him and the number 8.
Yep, the 11 trying to get below the 11. I mean the 12. So we've seen that. This 11 is his third season in the Cup Series. He's done relatively good for himself with a couple wins in season 1, but winless in season 2, and he's trying to change the tides on the season for season 3. Had terrible luck the first 2 stages, but right now he's trying his hardest to get to the front.
Oh, and he's going second to last in front of Do It For Dill.
Yep. He tried going to the outside, but with no help, you just lose the drift and fall back to the back of the pack and try and regain. Here comes the 8 to the inside, using that no yellow line rule. And he's going to, gets into the 12.
Contact spinning, oh my god, 4 cars.
Yep, we've got a wreck and turn for the 11.
Wow.
I believe that did bring out a caution.
Oh yeah, for sure.
First caution of the race. That'll be big. That might bring the 19 back onto the lead lap. So we might have the whole field back on the lead lap here with about 24, 25 laps to go left in this Daytona 500.
3 teammates in the top 4 right now. The 48 is behind them, trying to get up there with his teammates. That way they could all get those stage points for them individually and their teammates and the team. The number 88, I believe, is in second place, keeping them distant from each other, keeping them those one less stage point.
Yep. Here comes the green flag. Is back out here at Daytona. The 9 has a teammate behind him, so that'll always. He has 3 teammates behind him.
Yeah.
So that's always helpful. And there's an issue with the 12 on the start. He did not get going. We just saw the 12 right up there battling, so wonder if there's an issue there. But we have all these cars back on the lead lap, so we got the 4 teammates back out. They are leading this field again, you know.
Yeah, they're keeping it together. That way they can get those stage points for their team. Number 8 going into the wall right there.
Yep, 8 hit the wall a little bit. So we're in the final stage of this race, so we're going to see what these teammates do. They worked pretty well together this race, but
the number 9 is outside. He doesn't have the draft.
Yeah, he got shuffled out to the outside, so he's going to drop to the end of this pack. But we saw those NVR teammates work really well, but it's going to be interesting to see if they stick together and how long they stick together, because we're coming to the final laps of this race. We all know that the race is a race. You want to win just as much as you want a team win, but when it comes to the bottom of it, you want to win. So, and it's the Daytona 500. What a way to start the season by winning the first race out. 19 back on a lead lap. He gets shuffled out high, so he's going to lose a position or 2 and fall right back in behind the 9. Oh, it looks like the 48 got high out of 4 as well, so the 48 is going to drop back to the end of the pack.
Now the number 11 is in the top 4. He's racing very smart. Like, he's going back and then letting everybody like shuffle out and losing the draft. That way he still has the draft and gets up there in the top 5 positioning for the stage points.
So the 88 and the 24 lead the field. Then it goes the 2 and the 11. The 11 was just involved in that last caution, so he's trying to rebound. Luckily that last crash brought out a caution for him. But this time by, when the 88 crosses that start-finish line, 21 laps to go. So we're another lap. We will be in the last 20 laps of this race. So we're going to start seeing some big moves. These guys are on the verge of making it on fuel. So if you stay in the pack and don't lead this race, you might be able to make it on fuel, but if you lead this race too much, you might have to pit late. So it's going to be interesting to see if any of these leaders drop back, try to stay in the draft, try to save a little fuel.
Yeah. Number 48 is in second to last, I believe. No. Well, he dropped back, and he doesn't have his teammates with him anymore. They are all up there. He might have number 9, but number 2 is blocking that from them.
Yeah,
number
the 88
11,
and the 24.
Yeah, number 11 is top 3 now.
Yep, the Tangle Pulp up to the top 3. That 9 might make a charge and help get past the 11 and get back up with his teammates.
Number 11 isn't letting that happen. He pushed the number 2 out to get that top 3 positioning because he was top 4, and then got the 2 out of there. That way he could take that out.
Into turn number 3, the 19 gets back with the 11 teammates. So the top 4 are all teammates. Well, the top 2
Separate
are teammates,
teams.
and then the 3rd and 4th are teammates. So if the 11 and the 19 can stick together, they might have an answer to the NVR Chevys. The NVR Chevys have been out front all race, have led a ton of laps, but if you can break them up here in the final 20 laps, you might give yourself the best shot to win this race.
If they could just hop out, maybe outside of them in the last lap and get somebody to follow them, that they'll have a 3-man draft and be able to get past them.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting because at close proximities, it's hard to make a run on the outside. So I don't know if that 11 is going to try to jump below the 24, or that 19 is going to try to jump below the 24 as well. You know, just try to do something. Give yourself the best opportunity. You have 20 laps to go. Why not try making moves, just seeing what works? Because if you find something works, it might help you propel you to the front. And then once you get there, hold on for the win.
Yeah.
I think the best bet for passing is going to be on this backstretch. Get a nice run down the backstretch, jump to the inside, and try to shimmy your way next to a car and stick your nose there. Because if you stick your nose there and you're below the yellow line, the car above you has to give you room. So it's you sort of put them in a position where they can't do anything about it, and they have to let you inside, which might give you that position.
Yeah, the number 9 isn't in the top 5. He is hoping his teammates could pull the win and stage points for his team in general. He can make the top 5, but he has to do it between these last I believe 18 laps, 17 laps.
Yeah, we're winding down these final laps, and I would not be surprised that 9 has been in all 3 seasons of BORA. He's very aggressive when he needs to be. So I would not be surprised if we see a late charge by that 9 car to try and come and win this race, as the 88 jumps out of line and gets strung up on high. So the 24 will take over the lead, which will put the teammates together in 2nd and 3rd, the 11 and the 19.
Yeah.
I don't know if the 88 saw something he didn't like and wanted to get out of there, or if he's trying to get those NVR Chevys back together and back to the front.
Yep. If they just get outside, or most likely inside, because they don't want the 24 and the 88 to catch that draft with each other and get that 2nd place positioning back for the 88. They want to keep that 2nd and 3rd and possibly even 1st place towards the end of the race and make a move and get below them and get the 1st place.
Yeah. So right now the 24 leads of Young Colt, and then it goes the 11 of Tangle Pelt, and then the 19 of Do It For Dale, the 88 of Frazier, the 2 of GU, and running, and then it goes the 9 of Marksman, and then 48 of OKC Mexican. So we have a nice group of guys here. Currently, the only 2 teammates that are drafting pretty well are the 11 and the 18. Those are the only 2 teammates that are nose to tail that are trying to get back to this front. They are currently 2nd and 3rd, trying to get by the 24 car. Here comes the 88 trying to get under the 19. Can't make it happen in turn number 3 and 4.
They made a tremendous comeback to get in the top 5 because they were both behind. They were both behind in the 2nd to last position and 3rd to last position in the stage 2, and they got it back. Number 20. No, I'm wrong. Number 88 went below the yellow line. Almost got out of that draft.
Yeah. So the 11 and the 19 have fought adversity through this race. Both of them had terrible stage 1 and 2. And they've come back right when they needed for it. So, you know what they say, you only need a one lap, and that most important lap is the last one. And they're going to see if they can prove that here today as they're running second and third.
Marksman still trying to make his way up there to the top 5 with his teammates, but unfortunately can't do it. I believe they're going to keep it single file for the rest of the race, and unless they the number 11 and the number 19 try to make a move, and the 24's teammate tries to get the draft behind him and get past the 19 and 11.
Yeah,
oh, they made the move. They made the move. 11 is in first place. What a
the
move!
11 and the 19 get together, make the move to the lead with just within the final 15 laps. So
wow,
very impressive move by the 11 and 13. The only question is, can they keep it together, as they have teammates now hooked up together, the 88 and the 24, and also the 9 and the 48 back there. So if the 9 and the 48 can get past that too, and maybe make a charge back to this front, because this race, there's only 15 laps left, but a lot can happen in 15 laps. This race is far from over. But what a great move by the 11 to get the run on the 24 to get by him, and to also bring his teammate with him. So
we saw it coming, ladies and gentlemen, and we knew it was going to happen sooner or later. And they made it happen for sure. They knew it was going to happen. They knew they were going to do it. They knew they were going to be able to make the maneuver. Oh my God, maneuver.
Yeah.
Into
so
first
coming
place.
To 11 laps to go. That 24 will load up a little bit and out of turn number 4. So maybe he's trying to. Maybe he saw what the 11 did to him. Is trying to build up that draft, build that run. Here comes the 9 under the 2, bullied his way there, but he's going to try and bring his teammate, and we're going to see the NVR Chevys back together. They're going to get a nice run down this backstretch. The 9 puts the bumper to the 88.
Takes out his own teammate.
Yeah, the 9 put the bumper to the 88, gave him a good shot, and then he ended up making contact with the 24. But that was overall, the outcome was not what they wanted, but that was very good teamwork we saw there.
Yeah. The number 9 is back in the top 5, and either way, either him or the 48 would get him stage points, because they're both teammates, and it would get him points for the team. But most importantly, individually, is what they need.
They're coming down to the 10 laps to go here in this race. The 11 and 19 have a little bit of a gap on the 24. I wonder if that 24 is trying to build that run again. Here comes the 9 down the backstretch, trying to make a move on the 2. Can't do it. 24 ends up getting into the wall out of turn number 2. So they'll be dropping back a little bit. So now it's the 11, the 19, and the 2. The 2 does not have a teammate up front, and he goes under the 19, and we have a new battle for second. Almost a battle for the lead here. Here comes the 2, get pushed by the 9. That 9 was up front early on in the race. What can he do with 9 laps to go here? Here comes the 9, trying to get below the 2 here. What can the 11 do? We saw the 11 have issues in stage 1 and stage 2. Can he put that aside and not make any mistakes here in the final stage?
Let's
the 2 almost got under the 11. The 11
lost his
the 2
teammate.
almost got 11. Yeah, the teammates got separated, so we have no team alliances in the top 5. We have the 11, the 2, and the 9, and the 19. No teammates are hooked up until you get back to 5th, 6th, and 7th, which is the 48, the 88, and the 24. So here comes the 48 under the 19. I say that we have no team connections pushing each other, but here comes the 9, the 48, and the 88. They're going to try to push their teammate, the number 9, to second here. They're not going to be able to do it into turn number 1. Just going to see if 48 can build a run down the backstretch. The 9 trying to stick his nose under the 2. Clips the apron, goes high a little bit. Can they get the run down the backstretch? The 9 pulls out. Can't get it done. Got to take every chance you can. 9 trying to go low, fake high, trying to trick out that 2 card and making a mistake so he can get to the bottom.
The number 11 is doing a terrific job of keeping everybody behind him. Not letting him pass.
You say that now.
As I say that, wow.
Yep, 3 wides for the
Oh!
lead. The 9 clips the wall.
No.
7 laps to go. That 9 has been dominant all day, but can he get back with it?
Yeah, he caught it back.
7 laps to go. Here comes the 48 and the 88. Saw that 11. We're seeing he was holding his line really well, and he did for a long portion.
Dude, that's like horrible.
Yeah, that commentator's jinx. He was doing really
Yep.
well. But here we have the lone teammate in this lead pack. That 2 car. But he's got teammates, the 48 and the 88. It'd be very interesting to see those guys come out here and see if they can get by this 2. A 2 with no help here. He's got drivers trying to pass him all around. Here comes the 19, and 19 gets under the 88, splitting up those teammates again. But don't look now, but here comes the 24 and the 9 again. That 9 has had amazing speed here today. We've seen him lead a ton of laps. We've seen him be up front all race.
That was like interesting because the number 2 still like has the lead. He didn't lose any composure there. He just kept it all there, right in front of everybody. That way nobody would pass him.
The 19 trying to get by the 48. The 48 not moving an inch, holding his ground very well. The 11 and the 19 are hooked back up. The first 2 row of teammates.
Oh, they lost it.
Yep, they broke it up. That's all you got to do. If you can't get lined up with your teammate, you got to break up the other teammates. So I'm not surprised to see them trying to break up teammates, but we're going to see if maybe the 19 will work with the 48 or something like that, trying to get by the 2.
They
getting a run
do it again.
out of turn number 2. They got a really good run on the 2, but it seemed to stall out.
We've seen it happen, and it could happen again. If the 11 and the 19 get back together, they could make that same maneuver they did to get in first and second.
Yeah. So they're coming to 4 laps to go in this race. The 9 trying to get out of the 19, trying to get back up to his teammate, trying to help him. The 48's going to go down a block. So with 4 laps to go, who goes with who? Do you go with a teammate? Do you go with someone you can? Or do you just go by yourself? Try to do something to help you win this race. 48 looks like he's going to lay back a little bit, try to get a nice run in that 2 car. Down the backstretch here.
They're all separated. There's nobody has a teammate connected to him right now.
Yeah. So here comes the 11 trying to dive onto the 9. Thinks better of it. You saw second through, I think that was 5th. Oh, contact between the 19 and the 48 sends the 48 up the track. So now we got the 2 and the 19. These guys aren't teammates. What will the 19 do? Come to 3 laps to go.
Wow. Interesting
2.
race for the final battle.
We've seen cars all race lay back in about 1 and 2, trying to build up that run, trying to jump out down low. The 9 goes to the high side this time.
Oh, he should not do that. If he does that, yeah, the 11 could catch the draft on the 19, and they could make that same maneuver. They did.
Yeah. The outside we've seen has not been very good. And turn number 3 and 4 coming to 2 laps to go. And we're going to see if that 9 can build up that draft, get by the 19, and maybe even the 2. 2 laps to go. The 19 goes high. Well, the 11 goes with him. The 11 does go with him. We got cars going below the apron. We got cars all over the place. The 2 tries to go up and block. He can't do it. Slows down that outside line a little. Going to see if we can get some side draft in here. But we got teammates hooked back up. The 88 and the 24 lined up on the inside. See if they can make any distance. I don't think that outside line is going to be any help, but we have a lap and a half to go, and this race is far from over. We have 7 cars in this top pack, and everyone is jostling, trying to get as many positions as they can. Here comes the 19. 19 did not have a good enough run on the 2. Here comes the 24. The 9 and the 11 are trying to get that outside line going, but it's just not there. 40. White flag is out. The 2 leads the white flag. Can he hold him off for another 2.5 miles? And the 19, can he get enough run down the backstretch? The 24 goes to the outside of the 19. Oh, and he cuts down, hits his teammate. Trying to make as many moves in the last lap. Fortunately, takes out his teammate. Can the 2 hold on? I don't know if they're going to have anything for the 2. Coming out of turn number 4. The 19 is not going to be able to get a run. Oh, he does get a run. Gets to the inside, but the 2 puts an amazing block. The 2 is going to come across the line. Wins it. And then it goes the 19, the 24, the 9. And I believe it goes the 48 and the 11, but we'll make sure about that. Very impressed with that caution coming out. No one had to pit.
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to stop it there with the first race of Season 3 at Daytona of the BORA Cup Series. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like. And, hey, come back next week, which I know you will. Thank you.